Hello students, now the next topic which we will be dealing with is minimum description length principle. Now you have already learnt about Occam's razor when we were talking about decision trees. We learnt about Occam's razor where we chose the hypothesis, the shorter hypothesis was given preference. Now this is also based on a similar concept. Like what do you mean by minimum description length principle is, I have a number of classifiers. Now among the number of classifiers, which is the best classifier which can be described with the minimum length? Means, supposing I build a classifier. Now only if I give the classifier to you, then you will be able to use, or that classifier will be of any use. Only if I build and keep it, it will not be of any use. Somebody should use it, and then if the accuracy or the efficiency increases, then I can say it is a good classifier. So once I build the classifier and if I have to give it to you, there should be some way of communicating the same thing to you, that I have this classifier, please use it. Now the number of bits required to do this communication is what your minimum description length principle talks about. The minimum length or the minimum number of bits required to explain or describe a model is what your minimum description length principle is. Like sometimes if you talk about neural networks, maybe if I have lot of connection weights, then it becomes a very complex network. There the description length also becomes very big. Okay, similarly if I have decision trees and if I have a number of branches in the decision trees, then again it becomes a very complex network. So how to represent this, whatever network I have, in the minimum number of bits, if I can represent, that is what the minimum description length principle talks about. Okay. Now again, this is closely related to your HMAP. That is the maximum. We had this equation earlier. We have done this earlier, maximum or posteriori hypothesis. I am just putting up the same thing again. So this is very much your minimum description length. It is also called as MDL. It is very closely related to your maximum posteriori hypothesis. So according to your maximum posteriori hypothesis, which we had proved earlier, I am just writing for all hypotheses belonging to this. Probability of D given H into probability of H for all. Now if I apply log on both the sides, applying log what we get? We get H map is equal to R max of, same thing, only thing is I am applying log for mathematical computations, applying log plus log of E given H basically. Okay. Now this is maximizing the positive quantity. Alternatively, I can write it as minimizing the negative quantity. So here this can also be equal to R min of H belonging to H minus log of probability of D given H minus log of probability of H. Okay. This is how we represent your maximum a posteriori hypothesis. Okay, now let's consider a problem. I want to transmit a code. I want to transmit a code using some number of bits from one place to other. Maybe from the person who has created to the person who wants to use it. So how will I write the code? My objective is I have to make the code as the description of the code should be as least as possible. Then what we can do is, whichever terms occur frequently, okay, those terms will be represented using minimum number of bits. For instance, supposing I have the word the, then to represent the is a word which is used very frequently in any text. So to represent the, I have to use a shorter code. Okay, so what we can do to make your description very less or very small, we can use shorter codes to represent messages which occur more frequently. Okay, so based on that, this particular representation, how we can write this is, okay, we will refer to the number of bits required to encode a message I using code C as what? The bits which is required to encode a message I using the code C is called as a minimum description length. So this is called as a description length of message I with respect to C. Okay, and this is represented as LC of I. This is number of bits which is required to encode the message I using the code C. This is how we represent as LC of I. Now this representation we will apply over here. So we will make an assumption that, I will come back to the same information. We will make two assumptions over here. I am going to represent minus log of P of D given H and minus log of P of H. So two assumptions we make is, one is minus log of P given H. This is description length of H. Okay, so this is represented as LCH of H. H is a hypothesis in the entire hypothesis space. So the number of bits which is required to encode the message, the hypothesis H, from the hypothesis space capital H using the code C. So we represent this minus log P of H as LC of H. Same way we have minus log the second term P of D given H. This is the description length of the data D given the hypothesis H. This was a description of only the hypothesis H. This is a description of data D given the hypothesis H. So how do we represent this over here? The same format, LC of D given H. Here also D given H. Okay. Now these two I am going to substitute in my earlier equation, the minus equation. So when you substitute that, your maximum or posteriori hypothesis, when I substitute these two, it becomes R min of LC H of H plus LC D given H of D given H. Okay, so what does your, now here, this is the maximum or posteriori hypothesis. Similarly, what does your minimum description length principle state? It is similar to this. It states choose the one which has the minimum number of bits. So I can write H MDL is equal to, again same thing, because the two are similar, argument minimum L C1 of H, assuming C1 and C2 are the two codes we have for encoding, L C2 of H for all H belonging to capital, sorry this is D given H. Assuming that C1 and C2 are the two codes we have, we have applied the same algorithm, same formula. Only thing what we have changed is, instead of using CH and C of D given H, we have used C1 and C2, which represents the two codes which is used for encoding. So we find that the maximum description principle, as I told you earlier, it is obtained from your maximum or posteriori principle. So that is how we, what does this do ultimately? It chooses the one which has got the minimum length among the two of them. So it recommends choosing the hypothesis which minimizes the sum of the two description length. Okay. So here we have just assumed that C1 is going to encode hypothesis CH, C2 is going to encode the hypothesis C of D given H. Just a replacement for the two, and we get the maximum description length, sorry, the minimum description length is 0. Okay. So what does this minimum description length principle use? Whenever I want to transmit bits across two networks, or say from one place to other, we choose that particular model which can describe the model using the minimum or the least number of bits. That is what is your minimum description length principle. How we had Occam's razor, where we choose the tree which had shorter descriptions over longer trees. Because when it is longer trees, it becomes more complex. Shorter trees will become less complex. Same way, if you have least number of bits which can describe the hypothesis better or the message better, we will choose such descriptions whenever we want to describe the model. Okay. So this is about the minimum description length principle. Thank you.